Peter Nicole from the TV show Alec McBeal, as well as the movie Bean and many others. Harris Yulin, David Margolis, Philip Baker Hall, Cheese Moran, and Kurt Fuller. It's written once again by Dan Aykroyd and Harold Ramis, and it's once again directed by Ivan Reitman. The movie begins after 5 years battling against Gozer and the State Puft Marshmallow Man. A restraining order has forbidden Peter Venkman, Ray Stantz, Winston Zeddemore, and Egon Spengler, all played by Bill Murray, Dan Aykroyd, Ernie Hudson, and Harold Ramis, from working as the Ghostbusters. And prior to that, they had to find other jobs to work with, such as Ray owning a bookstore called Ray's Occult and performs at children's birthday parties with Winston. Meanwhile, Egon had conducted experiments at the Institute for Advanced Theatrical Research. Dana Barrett, who was played by Sigourney Weaver, had broke up with Peter some time ago before marrying another guy, and Peter now hosts a local TV show called The World of the Psychic, who also has many books based on that. So Dana, who's now a divorced mother of an 8-month-old baby named Oscar, works in the restoration department at the Manhattan Museum of Art. Strange things starts to happen when Oscar's baby's carriage takes off by itself with Oscar in it and stops in the middle of the First Avenue, while Dana's boss, Jean-Claude Paha, who's played by Peter McCall, is restoring a painting of the 16th century tyrant named Beagle von Hummelberg, which the painting comes to life. Beagle wants to live again by taking over Oscar's body. So Beagle takes complete control of Geonosis and orders Geonosis to get Dana to cooperate. He also has his own agenda, so he wants Dana, of course, because he wants to be in love with her. But when Peter, Ray, and Egon try to help Dana, they are arrested and put on trial for violating the restraining order. When the ghosts of the killer Scorsese brothers show up at the courtroom, the judge is forced to remove the restraining order against the guys, and once they finally trap the Scorsese brothers inside the ghost trap, they say that one line in the film, all three of them, they said, "Two in the box, ready to go. They be fast and they be slow." That was a good one. So once the Ghostbusters is back on the team, the judge decided to take off the restraining order, and they decided to reopen themselves with Mayor's assistant Jack Heidenmeyer, who tries to slow them down any way he can, because he believes the Ghostbusters are fraud who will hurt the mayor's chances of becoming the governor of New York. So the Ghostbusters and their lawyer Louis Tully refuse to stop by Jack, but when Jack has the Ghostbusters put in the Parkville Mental Hospital, there is a eclipse, and Janice had kidnapped Oscar for Beagle. So after all of that, the mayor wants the Ghostbusters on the job and fires Jack and had the Ghostbusters released trying to rescue Oscar from Beagle, while he intends to make as hard as possible for them to stop, especially when there's, of course, the ghosts attacking from the tunnels, as well as from the Titanic that you saw in that one scene, and anything. Well, now it's not nearly as good as the original Ghostbusters. Well, yes, because even though it's still one of the best out of the bunch, but I still enjoy the sequel nevertheless, because there were a lot of funny scenes, and there were very memorable lines there that kind of folds back around at you. And I know there was a lot of funny stuff into it. I did like Peter Nicole's character in the role too. I thought he was great. I mean, this is way before he was in the TV show Ally McBeal, so yeah, he went on to do a lot of stuff. But actually, he was in the movie called Sophie's Choice, with Kevin Kline and Meryl Streep. So that's when I knew who he was back then. I also forgot to mention, because that was a good film too. It's great to see all the cast again too. I mean, especially the rest of the Ghostbusters team. So it was great. I think it was the kind of sequel we really needed. I mean, we didn't expect it to have one, but I'm glad we did. I mean, it had mixed reviews from critics, but it didn't bother me much. Well, maybe one from Roger Ebert, who said, "I've yet to meet someone who actually loved Ghostbusters 2. Well, guess what? And if he was alive to know this, I was probably one of them who likes Ghostbusters 2. No, there were some people out there that liked Ghostbusters 2. And there are others that, would feel the same way, but that's okay. But it's fun. No problems. There was some cameos in the movie, including Cheese Moran. Yeah, I noticed that too, and Philip Baker Hall had one. It wasn't in the movie much. It was only in one scene. And there was that big scene where they were going to, where they used the Statue of Liberty, just to attack that ghost. Yeah, I know, the Statue of Liberty. It's just kind of messed up at first, but it was kind of cool. While they were playing the song Higher and Higher. And, and I like the scene with Harold Ramis saying, when they were dressed as construction workers, the Ghostbusters team, he was saying, "Yo!" And yeah, Rick Moranis' character actually dressed as a Ghostbuster later on in the movie. Yeah, I thought for the most part that was hilarious. I actually went to go see this movie in theaters back in 1989. And we saw it in Glendale, by the way, at Man Theaters. So it was a great experience because I didn't see the first movie in theaters because I wasn't even born yet. Because I only saw it on home video back in the day. Yeah. But I would watch it over and over. Such a fun movie. Like I said before, it's not as good as the first movie, but it's still worth watching. So definitely.